Okay, well here we go again. This is video number 6 in the Pursuing 50 video series. And this video is not so much technical, it's more about timing. And we're coming into the first period of time during the year when I really feel like I have a great shot at banging a big one. In fact, I would call this period of time the best time to try to get a big fish. So the way I time this out is I look at the new moon that falls closest to Memorial Day, and then I go back about a week from that. So this has already been taking place, and guess what? I've already noticed that things are starting to happen. I've gone from kind of struggling to get anything of size to getting a few fish over 30 pounds this week. I've seen a lot more action just in general, and I'm seeing a lot more pictures online of guys with quality fish from the local area. So for me, the local area is all of Rhode Island and all of southern Massachusetts. So Massachusetts, from the Rhode Island border all the way out onto the Cape. This is basically the territory that I'm focusing on. I would imagine that it kind of goes back into Connecticut waters too. And then if your focus area is north or south of me, maybe you can shift it a little bit, shift it back one moon or forward one moon. But the thing that I'm trying to convey here is that this movement of fish, the spawning fish that are coming out of the Hudson, that are coming up from the Chesapeake, and then moving into these bottleneck areas, so they're going down into the canal, or they're heading up into Narragansett Bay, or into the Connecticut River, or some of these other places that I haven't named. This makes them vulnerable to being targeted. It makes them easier to target. And I also feel like when these fish come in on the migration, they're kind of feeding machines. This is why this period of time is so great for daytime fishing. I mean, you look at guys, the charter captains on the boats, they're out there throwing big plugs and catching big fish all day long, and a lot of them are within a cast or two of the shore. And I've caught a lot of nice fish from shore during the day, during this period of time. So starting at that new moon right around Memorial Day, could be a little before, could be a little after, going all the way out to the next new moon, which is either going to be in late June or even early July, and then another 7 to 10 days after that. That's the period of time. This is the time when these fish are moving in, and this is the time then that they kind of get into a zone where they're feeding pretty heavily. You're getting a constant supply of new big fish that are migrating in. And then things seem to plateau for a while in June. Through the middle of June, your chances are great through all that time, but it seems that the action sort of modulates for a while. And then when the water temperatures get up, especially in the area around Narragansett Bay, the water temperatures get up past a certain point. I can't tell you exactly what that number is because I don't know. Seems to be when it approaches 70 degrees, maybe even a little over 70. Then there's this second movement of fish. These fish drop out of the bay, they drop out of the rivers, and they move along the coast again. So now we're getting the second run of fish in the early summer. And again, they make themselves vulnerable. They run the coast. They're heading up toward the canal at this point, and they're going to pass through the canal and make themselves vulnerable again there. So this period of time is very rich with opportunities, and it's a time when you really can't afford to miss too many days or nights. If you get a cloudy day with some wind chop and you got the day off, you should go out. You shouldn't spend that day raking the lawn or catching up on your sleep. You should go out to a place that has a lot of moving water and fish that area. Those are the places that tend to hold these fish during the daytime, and you'll surprise yourself if you do it a few times. So I guess the main point of this whole thing is that, if you have to decide when to take vacation time, if you have to decide when to really apply yourself, and I put this several rungs above the fall run. This is the time to get a big fish. This is the time to focus And if you look at that period of time, those 6 weeks, I mean, how many days is that? It's 42 days or something like that. You know, less than 50 days. You have this window of time. If you can focus on that time and really apply yourself, really put in a good number of nights and go out on the days that look good, I would fall just short of guaranteeing that you're going to connect with a much bigger fish.